Hi, we just finished practicing on April 27th pronunciation, and let's get started. Um, Let me go to the top. Start at number 3 instead of number 12. Literature. You can say this with 3 syllables. Literature. Well, that's 4 syllables, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. Literature, literature. Or you can make it 3 syllables and say literature, literature. Both are fine. Differentiate, differentiate. Oh, I have to watch my own dialect. Differentiate and make it N instead of in. Differentiate. Thorough. That's it. It looks so crazy with all those O's and GHs. If we just spelled it like oh, that's all we need. Thorough. Dialect. You don't have to say k, but your tongue does have to go to the K position. Dialect. You don't have to release the T. You would hold the T if that's the end of the sentence, like I have to control my dialect. But if there was a word after it with a vowel, you would hear it. So um, dialect of, dialect of, dialect of English, dialect of. Then you would hear it release of English, and then that would also connect there. Um, Affectation, affectation. Ingenuity, ingenuity. Cohering, cohering. Planet. I would usually say plan it, which sounds just like let's plan it for Friday. But net or knit isn't a big deal because it's not stressed. It'll be very short. Planet, helmet, helmet. We do say the L there. Cafe, cafe. Brochure, brochure. Comb. It's just an O, no B, because you're closing your lips for the M anyway. That's it. Comb. And that's different than brush. 15 can be 2 ways. You can say it with an ER or an OR at the end. So juror, the same exact position, same sound for juror, or make the OR sound like OR, juror, juror. That's harder for me to do because I've never said it that way, but we looked it up and that's how it's possible. So for put your tongue in the R position and just make the noise. You don't have to think about any vowel. Juror. For the or, juror, you just round your lips, juror, but you still keep your tongue in the R position the whole time. It's very tense. Contempt. I wouldn't release it unless there's a vowel after it, like contempt of court. But if I just say contempt, I'm closing my lips for the M, and that's it. No opening for the P or the T, just hold it. Contempt. Irreplaceable. Irreplaceable. 11th. When you finish, you should have a airflow. 11th. So you don't have to have your tongue in the perfect N position. If your tongue is usually very high for the N, this one can be a little closer to the back of your teeth so that it's ready to come out for the TH. 11th. 11th. Have airflow at the end. Jerry is Betty's 11th husband. Can you believe it? 12th. 12th. I'm so sick of moving places. This is the 12th flat I'm renting in my life. 20, you can say both ways. And usually the stress is on the first syllable for a noun. So you would expect detail to be the noun in the phrase attention to detail. And it's to or duh, not to. Attention to detail. But people also use detail for a noun. Attention to detail. um, but detail is usually the stress for the verb. However, you can have your car detailed, and that's a verb. So detail. Now, this one you can say it with the T heightened, but most American English speakers won't say that T, and it'll just be heightened. So heightened. if you have a D. Heightened, heightened. That one example is a little bit lower. Heightened awareness. Then you would hear the D released to the A. Heightened awareness. And the only difference between bag and back, when you don't release the G and the K, they would sound the same. 22, your bag. 23, your back. The only thing that's really changing is the vowel gets longer before a voiced sound. So your bag, that's why I put two A's to represent that it's stretched a little longer. Your bag. Is this your bag? And if it's a voiceless sound at the end, k is voiceless. So the vowel is a little shorter. Your back. Oh, your back. And 22, your bag. That's it. Another example, cab, a little bit longer. Cab, cap, a little bit shorter. Middle. This is a dull, a very quick tap from the D to the L. When you say mid, your tongue's in the D position, and then you just kind of bounce it quickly, tap it. Middle, 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 middle. And it's the same as situation as little, but you're starting with your tongue in the L position. Little, little bit. And little and bit have the same vowel I. Little bit. Wolf. You really don't have to think of any vowel sound, should it be a U or a once you put your tongue in the L position, wool, wool. You're making the L noise. That's it. Wolf. And then you keep your tongue in the L position as you close and make your teeth touch your bottom lip for the F. Wolf. Wolf. Curriculum. It can be you or it can be ya. Curriculum or ya. Curriculum. You can even get more relaxed and say "ka" instead of "cur." Ka. Curriculum. Curriculum. Which is probably what I said all the time without realizing it because you take shortcuts. Curriculum. But perfectly the first way, curriculum. 28 has just two syllables. It looks like three, but we don't say the middle E. It's just evening. Evening. And 29, you can say it two ways. The shortest way with just two syllables, threatening. And this is the THR combination, which can be difficult. So when you have your tongue out for the TH, thur. Don't let it get too high and touch the top of your mouth inside, or it'll say thr, thr, thr. So down and back, threat, 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 threatening, or threatening, three syllables, threatening, or shorter, threatening. 30, authoritarian, authoritarian. Hyacinth. The synth at the end is a weird combination. I put synthesis here because it's more common to see this synth combination written as synth, synth, synthesis. But here it's cinth, hyacinth. 32, it can be both ways. Technically, syllables that have two vowels in the final syllable, words that have two vowel, yeah, words that have two vowels in the final syllable, but only one vowel sound, because when you say employees, you only hear the E, but if it's spelled with two vowels, it's usually stressed. And they don't have to be the same vowel. It could be like complain. The A and the I are in separate syllables. But maybe we have complain down here. Um, I put it that way. There, complain. So it could be the same vowel or different vowels. So it's usually dun dun, employees, complain, agree. But it could also be people say it with the second syllable, employees, employees. So either way is fine. But 33, much more simple. It has to be employers, employers. 34 is a group that we use together all the time, so you can think of it as a single word, as well as anxiety, anxiety, exhausted, exhausted, acquaintance, acquaintance. And this brought up the conversation that I spelled it with an NTS, but there's no T in the real spelling. But I was representing where your tongue is going, because when you say tense, when your tongue goes from the N to the S, it releases a little bit of air like a T. That's why there's no difference between Prince, Prince, and Prince, Prints. Someday my prince will come. Prestigious, or some people can pronounce it prestigious. Both are fine. I think prestigious is a little more common. Measure. So make sure you have the zh in the middle. It's like sh, but with voicing zh. Measure. Campaign. Campaign. Company. 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 Complain. Complain. And this I learned. I'd only heard it as the first way, saguaro, but we looked it up and found out sawara is also possible. Sawara, or the first one, saguaro. Context. You have a tiny, your tongue has to go to the K position. You don't have to think about context. Just go from the K to the S and it will release a little bit of air. Context. You need that little hesitation to make the K position. If not, it'll sound like contest without the K. So that changes the whole meaning. Context. You hear a tiny little delay. Context. Text. Half. No L. Forget about it. Half. And 46, have. The F and the V are made in the exact same place, top teeth on bottom lip with airflow. The only difference is voicing. So half is voiceless, no vibration, and have is voiced. And because we talked about the final sound, if it's voiceless, like f, the vowel will be a little shorter, half, half off. If the final sound is voiced, like have, the vowel will be stretched a little longer, have. So I have a half off discount. I have a half off discount. I have a half off discount. I should put the I in there. I have a half off discount. Okay. Usually, zh again is like shh, but with voicing zh. Usually. So make sure you keep your lips small to make the W. Usually. And it has to come back for the L. Usually, usually, usually. All right, that's it. Thank you for coming, and I hope to see you again.